at Georgie's Restaurant. From road to the White House, it's about 40 minutes.
Welcome to my place.
Well, it's a delight to be here, man.
And I promise I will help you a lot.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you.
4,000 Bosnian people is here in this community.
That's what I understand. As you know, I spent a lot of time in Bosnia.
Very nice people.
A lot of time.
Good Americans.
Yeah.
And
a magnificently beautiful country.
Yes, it is.
If you have ever been to Bosnia-Herzegovina, you fly over. I've flown the length and breadth of it 7-8 times in a helicopter at about 200 feet. It is absolutely breathtakingly magnificent. From Brčko all the way down to Split. I mean, and everything in between.
1993, 1994.
See, I learned to swear in Bosnia.
You learned to swear in Bosnia. I learned to get shot at in Bosnia.
Ja ima veliki kurac.
Hey man, Bob, good to see you again. Thank you for being here. Hi, how are you?
Vanessa.
We met before. It's hard to forget those eyes. Look at those eyes. Look at them. That is not surprising.
Isn't it?
That is not surprising. What are you doing now, kiddo? This still school? Yeah. Oh, great. Good for you.
She got her degree.
I thought you still had the university. You made it out. Wonderful. Well, that's great. Thank you. Hi, how are you, man? Nice to see you. Hey, buddy. Hey, folks. Let me say something about the owner. You know, folks, I spent a lot of time. There's no reason why you would know this. I spent a lot of time back in the late 80s and early 90s going to one of the most beautiful, topographically most beautiful countries in the world that I've ever been. And because I've been chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee for so long, I've been in that committee, I've gotten to see the vast majority of the world. I have flown over Bosnia-Herzegovina. I have flown over it in a helicopter, literally no higher than 200 feet, because at the time I was flying, it's harder to shoot something down at 200 feet than it is to shoot something down at 1,000 feet for real, because you don't give as much of a profile. But you fly over that country from Split up to Brčko. You fly through it. It is absolutely magnificent. And what Slobodan Milosevic and his thugs did to literally get us involved, get engaged once again in the 20th century, Europe in genocide, was something that turned my stomach. And the only thing I'm going to say about this, and I didn't plan on saying this till it was referenced. I wrote a book recently. I had no intention of running for president when I signed up to write that book. As one of the interviewers in one of the national shows said, "Senator, it's obvious you weren't running when you decided to write this book, because you've said things in here you might regret having said." But I was honest in the book about, and I started writing this book about American foreign policy. And it started off to write the book about an encounter I had, which is one of the things that affected me a great deal, and it relates to today, with a guy named Slobodan Milosevic. I had gotten involved in the late 80s. Continuing to push the Bush administration then, Bush 1, and the Secretary of State then, Larry Eagleburger, saying that there was genocide going on in that part of Europe, in the Balkans. And no one wanted to listen to me. And I got an unusual phone call. I got a phone call from the ambassador from Yugoslavia at the time, Yugoslavia. I got the ambassador of Yugoslavia in Washington call me, asking me to go meet with Slobodan Milosevic, saying that I had it all wrong, that it wasn't anything to do with Slobodan Milosevic.